That's insulting. Poggers! What is going on, everyone? We are back today. We finally did it. We unlocked our first heirloom in Apex Legends, and it only took, 2 years, probably something like 2,000 hours of playtime and 500 packs from all the seasons, events, and even some purchase to get one, but we finally got one. I wasn't really sure what heirloom to get. I've been playing so many Legends since I started YouTube nearly 6 to 8 months ago, and it really required me to not have a main. I am digging a lot of Bloodhound and Horizon, but I don't really love Bloodhound's heirloom, and who knows when we might get our Horizon heirloom. It could be a few months, it could be over a year, so I wasn't gonna wait. I ended up getting Wraith. She is one of the Legends I still play fairly regularly, and is my go-to in Apex if I am struggling in my games, even though she isn't as good as she once was. I wanted to take a moment with you all today and discuss my thoughts on heirlooms and Wraith in Apex and what I feel as if they need to do with Wraith and heirlooms in Apex. Let's start off with Wraith. She's not the greatest pub smasher anymore. There are better options. Wraith still is very good in competitive play and in ranked play, so I do think she's a viable option there. Her portal definitely has more uses in ranked where games are a little bit slower. Her Q is definitely still good in ranked as well to kind of traverse across the map and have that invulnerability. Pubs though, she just doesn't have as much for her team as she used to, and honestly, I do think Wraith is in a fine spot at the moment. The instant getaway from Wraith Q back in the day was really overpowered and really didn't penalize players for making a bad play, getting in poor position, and having this kind of getaway free card was not something that I really liked playing against. You made a bad play, you got into a bad spot, you shouldn't be able to just get away from it for free, and I do like that the Q is a little bit slower now. Although I do think the Q timer is a little bit too long. I would like to see this still buffed a little bit. It does feel really awkward to use. I think that there could be a healthier middle ground between the instant and the long timer, but we'll have to wait and see, of course. I also do wish that Wraith would get a mild portal buff. I mean, Octane's launchpad, you can travel much farther than a Wraith portal. You get this thing every 60 seconds, and you absolutely fly across the map. The one thing Wraith's portal does have over, say, the jump pad is you are invulnerable when traveling in it, but still, you get this every 60 seconds, so you're getting like 3 of these jump pads before you get one Wraith portal, and they are much easier to use than that Wraith portal, so I really would like to see the portal get some sort of buff. I think her hitbox size right now is fine. She is still on the smaller side of a lot of the Legends. I would actually love if they retuned all the Legends, made them all the same size, and kind of just got rid of fortified or smaller Legends, low profile, of course. Either way, though, I am okay with Wraith moving down the list and sliding to where she is today. Maybe a solid A tier for pubs. What people don't really realize in these games is that not every Legend is always going to be the top tier Legend. Developers like to kind of rotate these Legends in and out, rotate weapons in and out. This keeps the game fresh. It means the meta is changing from time to time, and this is a good thing. If Wraith was the go-to pick for any squad over the last 2 years, it would be kind of boring in my opinion. Moving on to one of the most coveted items in the game, heirlooms. I finally got my first heirloom, and like I said at the start of the video, it was a long road for someone who rarely spends money on cosmetics. This is going to be a pretty deep dive, so bear with me here as we talk about the cosmetics and specifically heirlooms in Apex Legends. I rarely get negative in my videos because I am all about promoting positivity, but I do feel as if I do need to discuss some of these items with heirlooms now that I do have one. First off, 500 packs for an heirloom is absolutely wild. If these are $1 a pack, which it pretty much is, that's going to be $500 for one cosmetic, an item that appears on screen and does pretty much nothing for your gameplay. This is also about 8 or so full $60 retail games, or a new Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5. And when you compare one heirloom to the price of those items, it's ridiculous to think how much these things actually cost. I also can't help but believe as there are more heirlooms and cosmetics released, they need to do something with the rarity of these items. In a year from now, there will be 3 to 4 more heirlooms. This means 12 total heirlooms. This means you're going to have to spend up to $6,000 as a new player that is just starting out to get all the heirlooms. This is absolutely insane. You can buy a car for that price. I mean, you can put a down payment on a lot of stuff for that price. I mean, it's like a semester in college tuition if you're in the States. It's absolutely wild. The problem that they do have, and that I don't know how to manage either, is if you do lower the requirement from 500 to say 300 packs later on, it devalues the purchase of previous people, and that isn't a cool thing to do as well. So the question for me to you is, how do they reduce this requirement? I'm not sure. I think one way they could do it is just by adding more packs to the game, giving out more packs. I feel as if this would be a solid idea. There are an insane amount of cosmetics that are frankly just trash. And with every new legend, every season, the loot pool just gets more and more diluted with all those gray quips, gray through blue skins that just kind of devalues what you are opening, and no one really wants them. I mean, they're giving you, say, 15 to 20 Apex packs maybe over the course of a season, but they are adding hundreds of new items, and even the new season packs aren't enough to cover those items, so you are always falling behind, and that kind of sucks in my opinion. I do understand you're not going to always unlock everything, but it would be nice to get maybe just a little bit more. I also can't help but feel as if a 1500 hour player like me, level 500, I think I deserve maybe a little bit more for reaching max rank, maybe a bonus 50 to 100 Apex packs, or maybe an heirloom in its own. After hitting level 500, you pretty much get nothing unless you buy packs, which pretty much devalues your most dedicated grinders and dedicated player base. And I feel as if that is kind of an under-rewarding thing to do. It definitely does devalue me playing the game a little bit at level 500 compared to someone who is leveling up. But it kind of goes all back to the psychology of things. They already know that you're level 500. You're probably going to keep playing the game because you enjoy the game, so they don't need to give you anything else. Whereas if you are a new player, they need to give you more packs, maybe to keep you incentivized to playing the game. It's kind of wild how it is. I understand it. I understand it's a business, but still, it's pretty crazy. So that's just a small sample of the problems I do have with heirlooms and cosmetics in the game. I didn't even talk about how the store needs to be rotated out more than weekly, and new cosmetics to just purchase should be getting added every few days. I don't really like to compare games, but Call of Duty and Fortnite have both been doing this for a long time, and they get boatloads of cash, so I don't understand why EA and or Respawn wouldn't want to do this. Plus, it would really just make the game a little bit more interesting to look at. Not everyone's going to be running around as Flashpoint Wraith or the few other skins that are in the game that everyone just loves using. If there was a lot more options, it would definitely be pretty cool, and I just can't fathom why they don't want that kind of free line of revenue. I'm not quite sure. So I did end up picking up the Wraith Heirloom, and I do find it oddly satisfying to twirl as I run around the map, and I think it's more of a simplicity thing and a nostalgia thing for me of the early days of Apex Legends. It's ultimately why I gravitated towards picking it up. But with no more packs through leveling up, you know, it should be another 5 to 6 years before I get my next heirloom. So I'll see you sometime around my follow-up video, maybe around Apex Legends Season 25. Maybe by then, Fuse will actually, you know, be a viable legend in the game, and they will learn to release more legends than just one legend over the last 2 years. That isn't absolutely dog. But I'm sending you off here today with some Wraith gameplay I've had over the past few days. These are some of the better plays I made, so I do hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you want to see this footage live or ask me any questions, stop by Twitch stream and let's chat Apex Legends. I appreciate the support. Until next time, everyone, I truly hope you enjoy the video. Have a good one. Mastiff.
Did I hit the headshot? Oh. Hit this freaking Antarctic 71.
Next ring's not very close.
Scuffed. I'm watching the ship to see how many.
Can I go to the roof?
Probably. Lova. 100. White armor, correct. Octane's out.
He's flush.
Horizon, another team, another team.
The ring's close.
Oh man.
It's not good. He's coming.
Oh my god, Sean. Good tracking.
Get locked on, bro.
Bullet down, 100.
We got a ring
I'm dead.
nearby.
Smoke from like
Yeah,
the
Sean's dead.
opposite teams.
I have nothing healing.
Got one.
Oh, that was stupid. Hey, you just got him up.
Yep.
Airstrike incoming.
Other guy should be weak. Nice.
Let him know, Tim. Let him know.
Squad down.
Go, Tim.
You're gonna be right in front of him all.
Mirage.
Cracked Mirage. Down. On my right.
Taking shots. Enemy down.
Roof. So this is a pretty... The storm hurts decent. They're in heat flares. Can't forget about this. Moving up. 60 crypto.
Bad game. Trying to like keep player in.
Cracked one. Oh my god, I just got fried. They might push. Pushing up. They're out.
Cracked 177.
Path. Ripped. 1. 2 down. Coming out. Right on the Pathfinder. Mirage. Basically cracked. Pushing these guys, I guess.
I'm coming. Oh, I'm getting sprayed. I'm getting
Die.
sprayed.
Yeah, they definitely got him up. Is she down? Please get out of the doorway.
Hold on. Opening fire. 1 minute. Reloading. Enemy down. Hostile right here. In your face. Killed an enemy.
I got some bad guys here.
Reloading. I downed an enemy.